All right. So y'all, we are here. It is TT and T, you know, and we are live. We are live.
Yes, we are live.
We have a one of our members. She's gonna be on here soon, I'm sure.
She's making her
Uh,
grand entrance.
her face is gonna be beat though, for
To the
sure.
gods. To the gods.
Sure. But y'all, this is your boy Titus Glenn. This is TTNT, and this is your girl Takara Winking Out Productions herself. And we don't have an audience because our audience is tardy today too.
Man, they tardy. They
What is
now,
happening?
man, you must have paid them very well this week.
Apparently not, because they not here. What
They're
is
not
happening?
here. We got to clap for ourselves. We made it to the hump week. Yay! We made it to the hump. Yes, we did. Yes, you did.
Listen, yes, we did.
Look, made it.
Absolutely.
Made it to the hump.
So y'all, we gonna get into this show tonight. We really, wanted it to. We don't have a guest tonight, so we're just really gonna have discussions and just about um hurts and trauma. I was in counseling session this week, and I
Mm,
think it's just a discussion that we should have around how do you deal with hurt and trauma, especially when it comes up. You know what I mean?
mm-hmm.
Because sometimes I'll explain the story later. Hopefully, our counterpart will be here before then. But before we do that, friend, let's just talk about how are you doing. Welcome back. You've been gone for two
Wow,
weeks.
thank you.
You know,
I
gone for 2 weeks. We have
know.
missed you. Talk to us. Like, how are you? How are you doing?
I am here. I'm doing better than I expect I was gonna be able to do.
Okay.
But I'm taking it day by day, minute by minute, hour by hour. But I wanted to thank you guys, CCT, my family, for the love and the support. Thank all the Facebook family
For
as
sure.
well, for reaching out to me via text, via Facebook, via Titus or Madam Secretary, is just or phone calls. I've been getting phone calls. Thank you for the cards and the emails and just the amount of love that I've received in this time of my need right now. It's overwhelming, but at the same time, it's such a blessing, to have, because now everybody has their support system. So I really thank God for um, gifting me with such gracious and spearheadedness people, because some people really got out their comfort zones to check on me, and some people visit me, and it was it was overwhelming love, and I really really appreciate it. I wanted to give a shout out to the turn up crew.
To the
Like
turn up crew.
yeah, to the
Absolutely.
turn up crew, they came and blossomed me with text messages and phone calls. And so I really, really appreciate it. Right now, I'm okay today. I have a smile on my face. I have the
Okay.
joy of the Lord in my heart. And that is what's carrying me through right now, this difficult time. So I'm going to dedicate this show to my parents, who have instilled in me a love for Christ, a love for God. Oh, look at the beauty queen. Hi, Madam Secretary. Do we have our audience in the building?
Hi.
Did
Listen,
they
our
get their
audience,
paycheck?
I don't know. They paycheck. Listen, we spending money on other things.
Ah!
Apparently.
You
Oh Oh my
paying bills.
gosh. Oh my
Hey, good
god.
job. How y'all doing?
Yeah,
Hey,
I'm
everybody.
good. I'm good. I just want to again to just thank you guys for your support, your love during this time. Again, I want to dedicate this show to my my personal parents,
Mhm.
um, because they instilled in me as a child, what it is to know God, to
Right.
have some sort of relationship with Christ. And it was my relationship that got me through some hard situations with family, some hard situations with approaching my mother's passing. And it was just a blessing to see and to know that I had everything that I needed in the
Absolutely.
house. And when I say in the house, I literally didn't have to question who cared, who was there. If you cared, you were there, you showed up, you showed out. And it was overwhelmingly accepted and still needed. I still need your prayers because, again, this is very, very fresh, very,
Mhm.
very new. But my mom always told me that I was strong, had no idea what she was talking about until now.
Mhm.
So I just wanted to thank each and every last one of you, and a special thanks to my friends Titus, Glenn, and Madam Secretary. Y'all are the best, two best friends that anybody can have. Two best
No
friends that
need for
anybody.
thanks, girl.
I
Oh,
love you guys so 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 much. Um, I'm just blessed and lucky to have you in my life. Titus, Glenn, whoever gets you is gonna get a wonderful man, wonderful, wonderful friend, and I just
that's right.
appreciate you. I really do appreciate you. I appreciate you, my brother.
Aw.
You are my brother. Um, I try not to cry. Some people say what is the saying? Blood is thicker than water.
Mhm.
My water is thicker than blood because they
Oh,
were there
wow.
for me, and I appreciate you,
Aw.
Madam Secretary. My coach in my head, Lord Jesus. I made it through thanks to my friends, and I really appreciate God sending me people that truly, 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 honestly love on me. My family that cared for me while I was there, thank you so very much. And everybody, all my people back home that supported me. Oh my God. People that was sending flowers, my class 2001. Thank you so very much for sending that beautiful, beautiful bouquet. Um, I don't want to take too much time, but I just want to just thank everybody because this right here was a hard one for me. So thank you so very much. I love you guys. I don't want to keep name. I don't want to name no more names because I don't want to forget people. But I just want to at least say thank you, a huge thank you, huge all across the board. Thank you to those people that reached out to me and prayed for me. Thank you, Titus. Thank you, man.
No.
Listen, if nothing else, in this season of my life, um, well, I actually got a little emotional.
I seen it, friend. Woo-hoo.
In this season of my life, oh my goodness, let me.
Friend is jumping.
I'm sorry, babe, but I had to speak
In the
from my
season of my life,
heart.
it's just good to have friends.
Mm, it is.
We went for chip and dip last night, and it's like catching up and
Mhm,
having a moment to just even though we've been busy, all three of us have been
mhm.
busy, but even outside that with the turn up crew, like they just showing up just to support and just be there. I don't think I've had friends, so I call them, but to
Yeah.
see people show up, this is another level
Mhm.
of friendship that I am embarking upon. People that I can call and talk to. And
Oh.
they don't give me, oh, Ty's gonna be all right. They legit have cried with me. They've legit have given me advice, even though I didn't want to take it. They've told me the truth on my on they've told me the truth.
Mhm.
The truth about me, the truth about how I should operate. And I value friendship in this season. Like they
Mhm.
know when I say these two know Titus Glenn, and everybody can't say that, and you know you have true friendships. Because I feel like I literally feel
Mhm.
like if I leave the room, these two, they gonna have my back for real. I don't have to question if
Mhm.
they talking ill will about me, and that's what's up.
We do talk about you behind your
We
back.
talk. We talk
We
about
do
how
to
we
grow.
can
Listen,
make
how can we hold you up more?
hold
Mhm.
you yes, and not just hold you accountable, but hold ourselves accountable
For
for
sure.
holding you accountable.
Holding
Like
you.
how
Mhm.
how can we say things better
Mhm.
without like hurting your feelings, but telling you
Mhm.
the truth at the same time? It's
Mhm.
it's like it's almost kind of evaluating your friendship. Like if you're not a real friend, if you can't really be honest with
For
somebody,
sure.
it's
Yeah.
almost like sister and sister, brother and brother. Like
For sure.
we're really sister and
But it's
brother. I
but
mean,
this Takara in this season, to me, the authenticity of the relationship is that if Titus is not in the room, you know, you say I can talk with my brother, but you can't talk. Like
you can,
I know his everything, and for
yeah,
me, if I'm saying something in a way for us to even try to say, okay, how can we bring this to Titus if it's a us thing, or hey, Takara, am I stepping out of line? You need an accountability partner
Absolutely.
to say,
yeah,
and Titus has done it. I know Titus checked me. I think it's easy for him to check me. He tells me all
yeah.
the time, sis, you need to go to that person. You know, you kind of laid it out enough. You know what I'm saying? With me, and now it's time to do the work. And when you have a friend that can tell you, we're not gonna gossip, right? And even though you're laying out
hmm
your foot, sometimes it can get a little gossipy. We're
Mhm.
gonna work it out, and then I want you to do the work. Now, it's different if you're talking and you
Oh,
never
that part.
have that person sitting next to you, like, okay, so when you gonna bring
hmm
it up? So when you gonna
Right.
say something? When you gonna say? So we all, you know what I'm saying? We all have that genuine, authentic relationship
Right.
because I think
Yeah,
in the real world we get to a place where when it is authentic, then we go ahead and move them over to family and say, well, that's not my friend, that's my sister. I want to say for me, when the Bible says that you're gonna have some friendships that'll be closer than your brother,
Mhm.
I have some friendships that man, if Titus walked out on me, y'all, I'll be in the bed,
Shut up.
slumped over, blanket, ice cream, folded, like these friendships. But this is the reason why, though, because we've done the work.
Right.
We've done the
That part.
work. I know we all three talk about depositing into the love bank.
Right.
So then you're able to make a withdrawal.
Right.
There's some times where there's just deposits, like we're
Right.
just uplifting one another, encouraging.
Absolutely.
Today I was down. At the end of the day, I felt like, and I'm just being honest and transparent, that I had been pulled down by so many. I want to say, and I'm not gonna say negative. I'm gonna say different energies because my energy is very, to me, is very high, very positive. I try to see the other side, but when you have an obstacle, when you have too many obstacles, that energy becomes heavy.
Right.
It becomes very heavy. And when you feel like you're in quicksand,
Mhm.
you need a light to come out of the bushes to say, come up out of that quicksand. And you
Absolutely.
looking at that light, like, how did you get here?
Right.
Why did this call? Why was this the next call? And why was this an uplifting call? Because maybe God knew that the next call, if it wasn't, I would have been, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
No more good. But to me, our relationships have been, they are
right.
they are lights in my life. They're true lights. Um,
hmm
I'm not about to get emotional. The devil is a lie. Um,
I,
they are true lights.
I also think, like, to add to that, Tim, I also think it's a mutual respect
Mhm.
that we have amongst each other as well. I think when you respect the person's individuality,
Yeah.
business is easy.
Mhm.
It's easy because you know the person individual,
Mhm.
Right.
what their core beliefs are, how to approach them, how to talk to them. Because I'm
Right.
very sensitive. I could be a very shelly, hard person, but deep down in the outside, on the inside, I'm very soft and mushy. Like I'm very sensitive. So you
Mhm.
can't talk to me a certain way. And I
Mhm.
think we all like came full circle with our friendship
Absolutely.
to know how to approach each
Right.
other And then also too, it's very important to know the value of a
Absolutely.
person. I think we know each other's value and what we're worth,
Mhm.
and we treat each other like we're like diamond pieces,
I want to
beauty
piggyback off of
pieces.
that value. That
Hmm.
value is to me in a relationship. You don't let us matter. We talk about different relationships. And when you don't think this person is capable of walking away from you,
Mhm.
and you are so comfortable in your friendship, in your relationship, in your partnership, that you feel like I can do anything, I can say anything, I can treat them any type of way. And they should still keep the same energy of loving me and giving to me. And that's a false narrative. That is literally that. You cannot continue a relationship where you feel like you can do anything to a person and they are not supposed to have hurt. If you hurt my
That's
feelings
right.
and you feel like, well, your feelings is okay to be hurt, because that's the, and maybe you don't say it, but your body
Hmm.
language, you have my number and you won't call me. What you
Mhm.
just told me
Hmm.
is, even though you hurt, I don't care. I am not willing to add or make a deposit because I said what I said and I don't care how it affected you. I think for all of us, for sure, that I tell them all the time that in the case we are not friends, you guys will mean to me what you mean to me right now.
Right.
And I will not, and I truly hold myself to the standard that I will not say they were never friends.
Mhm.
You guys have been friends. And even if we have a disagreement or we decide to part ways one day, at the end of the day, they were true when they were there. Because life, makes you whatever, Titus. He probably says something crazy.
I didn't
But
say
yeah.
that. But I think
Listen,
this
the
is
reason why
good.
I be doing that sometimes, the car will bust out laughing. I be thinking Titus messing with
I didn't say nothing. I ain't say nothing. Nothing in the chat either. But let's
her.
take a break. Let's take a break. We're gonna go to. I feel like tonight's gonna be a night of encouragement and talk through. We're gonna talk about hurt and trauma. I'll leave with my story after we get back from break, and then we'll just have everybody chime in. But let's get into tonight. We're gonna get into. I'm gonna go with "Hold On" by Zach Landry, and then we'll come back to having this discussion. So here we go.
This song says, hold on, be strong, you can make it, yes you can. Now to everyone out there that's going through the struggle, remember the faith that you possess. Your breakthrough is gonna come. In this life we all go through ups and downs, in and outs, topsy-turvy, round and round, but never level to the ground. I know it can get rough sometimes. You gotta believe and just have faith and receive it. He will come through. Hold on. Be strong. Be strong. You can make it. You can make it. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. Hold on. Hold on. Be strong. Be strong. You can make it. You can make it. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. Being faithful can be hard sometimes. I know it's like you're fighting with the inner flesh. But in this fight, just know that we will win. We're conquerors within. Keep praying and believing. Don't give up, just hold on. Oh, be strong. Be strong. You can make it. You can make it. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. Oh, hold on. Hold on. Be strong. You can make it. You can make it. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. No matter what, just hold on. Be strong. Be strong. You can make it. You can make it. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. Hold on. Be strong. Be strong. You can make it. You can make it. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. Just for a little while. Your breakthrough. Your breakthrough is coming. When it seems like you just can't make it. Seems like you just can't make it. Just have faith. Just have faith. The size of a mustard seed. When they say you never amount, you gotta believe on him. Oh, he'll be faith and just believe on his word. Hold on, be strong. You can make it. Your breakthrough is coming. Hold on. Remember, he'll give you strength. All you have to do is just call on him. I guarantee it, he'll be right there. Hold on, be strong. You can make it.
Now they want to come
Don't
in.
start that. Do not start that.
Now they want to come in.
I just finished paying payroll.
What's going on, Ricky Jones? Yo, Ricky Jones is in. Speaking of, we were just talking about friends earlier. Ricky Jones is in the.
You
in
talking
the
about
building.
Ricky? You talking about another Ricky?
No, Ricky Jones, the one that sings his butt off.
Oh, we gotta get him on
And
again.
he has a show coming up this weekend. So y'all make sure y'all go check out his show. Go to Ricky Jones, RICKIE Jones, and yeah, y'all go make sure y'all go support him this weekend. So
I
let's get.
can't see y'all no more.
You can't see us no more.
It's like black screens.
I don't know.
Well, maybe the connection gonna finish buffering. Sis. We can see you still.
So let's get into it. So we're talking about trauma and pain tonight. And we was having this discussion about how we was going to work the show tonight, and all of us are dealing with a lot, right? And those that don't know, I'll speak personally. I've been going through counseling for the last 2, maybe 3 years, and in my last counseling session this week, I was sharing with my therapist about how I was let go or released from my last church position. And because that's not what I wanted to talk to him about, I kind of brushed through it. He was like, "Wait, how did you feel about that?" And I was like, I was thinking to myself, I don't want to talk about it. Like, I was like, I had peace. He was like, "Stop lying." I said, "No, I had peace about it." And he's like, "Taj, you sure?" And so after he said what he said and we kind of worked through some stuff, I realized that I haven't really processed this state I've been in when dealing with church hurt. Like dealing with this sense of being devalued in a way, when I know that I'm giving my all. And I'm giving. When I say I feel like if it's not my all, let me say I feel like I'm living up to the expectation of what I've been asked to do. You know what I'm saying? And so I discovered in that moment that I've allowed that to fester. And now that it's at the surface, now it's like, now I have to learn how to forgive the very people that have hurt me. Right? And I think at times, like my therapist was saying with, like, sometimes we run past hurt, or we don't really deal with it, but it shows up in other ways. And sometimes the way that it shows up is it could be in overeating, overindulging, drinking, because what's really happening is we're comforting ourselves because we don't want to deal with the hurt. So we overcompensate in other areas because we don't want to actually walk through.
Well, we don't want to feel.
We don't want to feel it, right? We don't want to feel it. And I discovered that I have to take I'm learning to take moments now that I'm aware, to feel everything that it made me feel like in those moments. Because I feel like, especially church hurt, even though we say it's the worst hurt, it's up there. It's up there, when you're giving to the capacity, especially when, for me, I love leading worship. I love leading worship. So to be talked about by leadership that you are serving, what I'm saying, or partnering with, and it gets back to you, or you sense it because they're not mature enough to actually talk to you about it, there's a level of hurt that goes in with that. And so now I'm in the space of, how do you forgive people in the church who you think should know better?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I feel like we need to let down one of the well, for lack of better words, right? I want to put it in the right way because we're talking about church, right? But the
Right.
thing about it is, people say when you're younger, words don't hurt, right? Sticks and stones, they'll break your bones, but
Right.
words won't hurt. Words penetrate. You
Mm,
can't unhear. If
can't.
your ears are open, you may be in a place where that particular thing that was said may not bother you instantly.
Right,
It
right, right, right.
works on you. It works like that mosquito bite. When that initial mosquito bite happens, you feel a little pinch and you may
Right.
keep going on with your day, right? You may just wipe out your arm, but
Right.
eventually that mosquito bite, maybe later on in the night or even the next day, that same spot that was pinched begins to itch, and you
Absolutely.
start to scratch, and you may even start to feel to see, is there a bump there?
Right,
You,
absolutely.
because your body can't lie. Your body doesn't have that resistance to we don't have a bug repellent over
Right.
our skin to say, well, we got bit, but you know what I'm saying, the bump is not going to come. No, there's a ripple. And in Letters to Madam, TTNT, Lyric Talk, as we start to break things down, that ripple, once you throw a rock into the ocean or into water, you cannot say where that ripple ends.
Right.
It just keeps going. So this church hurt could travel to the next church or the
Absolutely.
next church person or
Absolutely.
the next person that maybe triggers you in a way that
Mm,
that bite begins to itch again. And I mean, as I hear you talking about, I just wanted to, piggyback off of that, is that words, sticks and stones may break your bones, but words do penetrate.
yeah. I think that's something
Yeah, that's good.
that's something that I'm having to even reflect on as I move through these churches. Did I carry the weight of one church into another church?
Mm-hmm.
Like, even now I'm at a new place to where I'm teaching a choir, and I am having to remind myself they didn't do it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That's good. That's
They
good.
they they
That's
didn't
good.
they didn't do it. You know what I'm saying? And even
Mm-hmm.
this even
You,
spills
because
over to
sometimes we speak our insecurities. You
absolutely.
probably opened
Yeah.
up, but when you step into, and this is like I said, not, we're not against church. We're not
Right.
against church. We're against the pain that comes along, because if you think about it, the building didn't hurt you, and
Right.
maybe the people, the saints didn't hurt you, but sometimes the leadership you allow into your safe space.
Right.
Mhm.
As
Mhm.
I'm just being honest, when you ask somebody, hey, they say, hey, let me pray for you.
Mm,
You go into that intimate space to understand that we have a
That's
level,
right.
intimacy. So you're in my inner circle because now
right.
you know more about me.
No more.
But the
Right.
but the thing about being that close is that you're also able to hurt,
Mm,
right?
Right.
And the thing about us is, the thing about that I've learned is that I have to protect my church, which is my household, that I
mm,
have to govern first. You understand? Because as we do hold churches to a different standard, sometimes we don't hold our church to that standard.
mm.
Am I hurting someone? Am I asking for forgiveness? If I have an art with my brother, or if I feel like they have an art with me, am I really going to them? You know what I'm saying?
Right. Right. Right.
Mhm.
I'll land my plane with
I
that.
I also to add to that, I also feel like leadership, when they asked for ministers to minister, if you ask me to minister to your church, then that means that you trust what I'm bringing to your house.
Mm,
Um, that reminds me of, a guest that you invite over. You know how when you were as kids, I wasn't allowed to do this, but I know some children were allowed to have sleepovers.
Mm,
Okay. So there's everybody's house is different.
mm,
Everybody core beliefs, the way that they, raise their children or what they truly believe, you find when you sleep over, my mom doesn't do this. My mom doesn't allow me to do this. Same thing as for God's house. There are certain things that you can do that you can't do. But I also believe that you can't control someone's gift.
that's true.
You can't pimp someone's gift.
That's true too.
You just can't do that. You have to allow, if you're gonna ask me to minister, trust that I know the voice of the Lord, or trust that I have a good enough relationship that I can lead worship,
Mm,
especially if that's something that you're paying me to do, especially if that's something that I'm doing consistently. I've seen directors, and I've been directors. I've been in church my whole life, but I've paid my dues. And I hate this saying, pay your dues. You have no idea what I've gone through. You just see this person, but you don't know how late nights I've rehearsed.
right.
You have no idea of the music that I have to prepare. You don't know that Sunday that I sung so pretty, I got that song last night. You have no idea of my work ethic. So if you're entrusting a musician, or if you're trusting a worship leader to lead, let them lead.
Right.
Let them lead. Go. And you know something that's different that I've discovered? Like, I in this season, I'm sitting. The Lord has me sitting and watching. Very seldomly does he have me working, but right now he has me sitting and watching. And as I'm watching, I'm noticing that certain denominations, they get up there, do what they're supposed to do, and they go home. They take care of business, they do what they're supposed to do, they go home. But I've noticed in the past with with church hurt, that it's not always like that. Some people really take take church home with them. They literally take church home with them.
Well, the
And
thing
so,
about the church hurt that, I think that really gets core, right? Because we want to get, how do you get to a resolution of church hurt? And I want to say is understanding that the church didn't do it.
Mm.
Certain
And
people, certain
people,
people
certain
don't
people did,
necessarily use the fruits of the spirit all the time.
right.
all the
They
time.
don't use the fruits of the spirit. They may not be talking to you in love. They may not be, what I'm saying,
Hmm.
practicing those different fruits of the spirit. And so to understand the mission is that just like we are spirit, we are even man. And I think, like I said, when we talk about church hurt, we can have a whole show about church hurt. But I believe, this is just me personally, is that there was some church love that healed my church hurt.
Mm,
Like Titus said, understanding that,
Hmm.
this church didn't do it to me.
right.
And I think the older that I get, I understand that sometimes how I bring my past into my present is when I talk about it. So if
Mm,
I've said it to this
Hmm.
church, well, now I've brought it to life here. And when
mm,
you give
Yes.
somebody something, God hears it, the devil hears it, but also what happens is it has the energy to come back and be heard again, because you just opened yourself up to
Hmm.
whatever. You let them know what was the thing that was hurtful to you. So when it gets to a place where maybe somebody don't like something that you did, or you said something to such and such, or sister such and such, then now,
Hmm.
oh well, you didn't make it past your last trip. You see what I'm saying? So now you're able
Hmm.
to bring that energy and they give it legs. I'll leave with
Hmm.
that. Titus, thank you so
And
much.
also, too, oh,
right.
I'm sorry, I don't mean to interrupt you, but also, too, just to add a little bit more to that is acceptance. A
Mm,
lot of church people don't want to accept that they've hurt your feelings.
mm,
And a lot of people don't want, and I won't say just church people, but people in general, they don't want to accept that they hurt your feelings, or they said something to you that offended you. Don't you know that is the first step to reconcile? It's accepting and admitting that you
Admitting.
did do something
Acknowledge it. Oh my
wrong.
goodness.
Right.
Taking
Acknowledgement,
accountability.
taking accountability. That's absolutely correct. And you definitely, in order for me to heal, I need that.
Right.
But at the same time though, like you said, getting older, I realized, yeah, I might not get that from you. So
Absolutely.
how can I change the scenario? What
And I
can
think
I do
that's
to
it.
heal myself?
Absolutely. And I think, in after going through this session, and being in this new assignment is literally like forgiving is part of that process of, first of all, they didn't do it, and the person that did it, there could be layers that either they didn't know no better, or whatever needed to happen, you needed to see something, or whatever that is still a learning experience that
Mm-hmm.
you don't have to necessarily take that into your next,
Hmm.
and learning how to let it go, because it even that served a purpose, right?
Mm-hmm.
Even that hurt,
Yes.
that church hurt, may either brought you aware, or it took you out of a situation that it was just time to go.
And the
You know what I'm saying?
validation.
And
If we're truthful about the different hurts that we encounter, most of the time we're hurt by the people that we want validation from. Or
true.
that we, even if you don't want it, the ones that we accept it from. If
Right.
someone can tell you this and you believe it, they are able to penetrate, right? Even us. And
Hmm.
so I don't know if we still, if we're moving on, but if we could,
Yeah,
I
let's
was brought to a story of and Titus was vulnerable and very open. I'll be very open too. I don't know if I want to say it because again, when you bring things to the present, you give it legs. I want to say that there's a mosquito bite for me in life where that I had to work through was, again, we honor our friendships. All three of our friendships was the abandonment, me knowing that you could walk away. Potentially something that I would do, something I would say would cause you to leave, but I had to realize the source of it. The
mm-hmm.
source is not my friendships. The source is not my friendships that are the people that I have, in my future. It
Right.
was my past.
Mm.
In the past of holding you down. People say, oh, and I'll say this because I'm, like I said, very honest and transparent. And it's therapy for me to be able to say it, is that people say, oh, you just sweep things underneath the rug. Well, for me, that rug was laying on top of me and getting heavier by the day. Because no, I've forgiven the past hurt that maybe people have done or that I've accepted, but it's the present. When you ask somebody
Yep.
for forgiveness, but you do it again,
Yes.
you ask somebody,
Yes.
oh hey, I want to,
Good point.
let's rekindle our relationship. Let's move forward. Let's move forward. But then you continuously, if you love me, or if I love you, I'm going to listen to you. And if you tell me that I offend you when I say this, this, and this, I'm going to do my best to not say this, and that. I'm going to do my best not to do this, and this. And understand that that's a trigger. People have to understand
Right.
in this world, everyone, this is not just people that go to counseling or therapy. Everyone has experienced trauma.
For sure.
Everybody has a little bit of PTSD.
For sure.
Okay. Post-traumatic stress exists in the world.
Absolutely.
And so as we talk about mental health and things like that, when you're dealing with human beings, you don't know what you can do. So you can't walk on eggshells.
For sure.
But like I said, me understanding that Takara and Titus have the potential to make a decision that this friendship is not something that they want to continue with. I have to make sure on my end. No, I can't, because we could try our best to manipulate the situation. Oh, well, let me do everything Takara wants me to do so that she never leaves my friendship. No, because that's not real friendship. One thing that I can say about these two individuals is they love Tam for me. They love Madam Secretary for Madam Secretary. They understand the origin of my hurt, my pain, and my love, and they are all equal. They don't say, well, I could be your friend as long as you do this, or as long as you don't say this. There's been some things that we've said to each other, and it's been ouch. It's been ouch. It's been tears. It's been, I need a minute. I don't want to talk to you today. but we look at each other in each other's faces, and one of us will say, y'all need to talk, or we need to talk.
Fix it.
Yeah, we are not allowing things to go unbothered. And I think that's why we're able to continue to take steps forward, is because our friendships have been tested, and we came back
Mhm.
we came out of that test together
Right.
on the other
I,
side.
I would say this too is like respect people's boundaries. Like don't everybody on here was very vulnerable. I'm gonna be a little vulnerable. There was something that happened at my mother's funeral that made me very uncomfortable. Like it took me a while. First of all, I'm trying to center myself to deal with this whole situation. And then you want to talk about the past. It is not the time. Timing
Mm,
is everything.
for sure.
If your timing is off, I don't care if your intentions were good.
Mm-hmm.
If your timing is not on the same track as when God says go, first of all, pray about that situation. Is this the proper time for me to have a conversation with this person, or
For
is this
sure.
person okay to have this? Like, I give you an example. Me and Tim, we don't talk about our personal things without saying, "Hey, T, how you feeling today?
Mm,
What's going on with you? What is your mood? What,
Mm-hmm.
because if I have something that is triggering her, like I literally respect her enough to say, I care about where you are in your mental number today.
Mm-hmm.
Before I dump on you,
right.
Right.
let me check on you before I say
Yes.
anything, because that's
Right.
just how much I care for my sister. The same
And
thing
and
with,
if it
Titus.
happens, if there's been times where we realize that today is just not the day.
Oh, today.
I can't.
Yeah.
I need my friend. I want my friend. I want to pull in my friend. I know I can talk to her. I know it's not going
Tell them
nowhere.
about how this past 2 weeks has been for us.
Oh,
Cause
it's been
that
challenging.
that
It
been
has been, with
challenging.
my friend experiencing a great loss in her life. Um, Part of my friendship for me with her has been, I want to be there for her, but I don't want to bring up something that's challenging for her if she just now cleared her mind.
Mm,
If she just now, well, let me give me something to eat, or let me rest a little bit. And then I call and she ain't slept in 2 days.
mm,
And I'm just calling to check up on her. That's a part of knowing. And it's crazy that she said talk about it, because we literally, when we got to a point, and it had to be closer to the end of the 2 weeks, where we were thinking about each other, not calling each other. We were thinking about not calling each other.
mm,
We were like, I had thought about her all day. And I think the closeness of us is that because I thought about her all day, I could not get out of bed. I was so in sync with her, was that I could not get out of bed because it was just so heavy to know the loss that she had. And then my mind kept saying, don't call her. She may not be thinking about it. Give her time. And then we had a discussion, and she said, I've been in bed, but I've been thinking about you. We were literally doing the same thing probably the whole time, because I wanted to be there for her, but I also was very sensitive to what she was dealing with.
mm,
And I didn't want to be there so much there for her that I was weighing her down,
mm,
because sometimes our
Yeah.
good intentions can weigh each other. It can weigh down even more.
Mhm.
But when she was able to talk and I was able to answer, it was that when she called, for me, it challenged me that when she called, pick up every time.
mm,
And thankfully I was able to pick up,
Mhm.
because there's been times where I'm cooking dinner or whatever. I'm like, hey T, I gotta go. I try to make myself available for her, because at the end of the day, my friend needs a shoulder. And so this is the thing,
Mhm.
she has deposited so much into my bank that she can do a withdrawal.
Oh.
There's some people that can't do no. There's some people that can't. Don't you come and think you have an overdraft? You have an entire overdraft, and you got other people covering your balance. Okay, I ain't trying to minister. I'm just saying you have other people
That's true.
covering your balance, and your check then bounced. But she has given enough to us. I want to say us because she means a lot to us,
mm,
where she can ask for a withdrawal, and it'd be like, okay, let me see how I can adjust something.
Right.
You make time for what you want to make time for.
For sure.
Exactly. Going back to the church hurt, it can leave you very vulnerable and very open to negative, negative, negative energy. And so what helped me was just to sit. Sometimes you just do need that mental check to just sit and not work. This is something that Eric Burdine told me when I was working on this second project. And I was frustrated because I was like, all these people got, all the things that they need, and I'm struggling trying to get this second project out. And he said, you need to go sit and not do anything and let God let God deposit what he wants into you. And once I did that, I was able to assess myself, because that's a lot of times that's the problem, is us.
Right.
It's our feelings, our flesh, because yes, we're spiritual people and we're spiritual beings, but we're also human too.
Mm-hmm.
And you have to acknowledge that I'm hurting. Like, I hate to bring this up, but I posted something. People were asking me questions like, how are you feeling? And, because I know people don't really know what to say when someone passes. And so for me, it was like, tell the truth. Tell the truth. How are you feeling? And I posted, I am hurting. I'm not okay. And immediately people started literally posting prayers, and but that to me was the most beautiful part of me being broken and hurting, is seeing how people responded to my brokenness. So to encourage you, Titus, you never know how your brokenness is going to heal someone else.
True.
And yes, you're hurting. I think the acknowledgement is everything. Like Tam was talking about, the sweeping under the rug. You don't need to sweep this under the rug. You need to embrace it, because it's a real feeling.
For sure.
Church has taught us not to feel. I'm going to be honest. Church has taught us how not to feel, how to Holy Ghost and talk, speaking in tongue over everything. But when it comes down to feeling, and I think, and I'm in this season where I'm able to talk about it because I'm in it. I feel. The Lord had me to walk through the pain, not feeling, to see what this feels like. And you're feeling right now. And I'm going to tell you, it's okay to feel, because these are real feelings.
Absolutely.
These are real, absolutely real feelings. Authentic feelings.
And another, I want to say verb, because I believe that's an action word. We're talking about hurting, but the biggest thing that he's doing right now is healing. And healing ain't the if you pull your muscle, in order for your muscle to get better, you have to stretch it. You have to, and stretching it does what? Hurts. You have to hurt in order to fit. Once you feel that's when the healing process starts. That's when your blood starts to, go to where it needs to go to, whether it's your heart. But one thing I can say about hurt, when you hold it, it creates an ulcer.
Absolutely.
Your body will react to it. Can cause an aneurysm. Your body will react to the breaking down, to you holding in, to you pushing down. It is trying to release it by hurting, by it hurting. Your body is made to heal itself, and you're stopping the healing process by numbing it. Oh, I'm good. I'm all right. I'll be okay. Like I said, how do you feel about that? I'm okay. I'm past it. No, you hadn't even went past it.
Listen,
you ain't even touched it.
You haven't touched it.
You felt none of it.
Yeah, and
it's still on the counter, and you just keep ignoring it.
And so practically, right? Because we want to give some practical things, and this is just from our experience. So of course we're not advisors, but we can advise you in the place that we have healed. And so in a practical way is to set aside a time to lay it all out and process it.
Absolutely.
We call it I know us three, we definitely say we're processing. So
Hmm.
each of us will say, hey, what are you doing? How you doing? I'm processing. We do not sugarcoat it. We don't run away from it. We've learned within our relationship. I think our friendship, TTNT has been on a year now, which is really good. It's been on a year. Yay. Listen,
Hey.
come on. Yes. And in that year, we have learned as friends to process, to buffer. Even your computer will take time to
Listen.
work out a problem. Your TV, your Netflix not about to go nowhere, and your internet acting up. Like if technology can stop and process, who are we to not go through that buffering, go through that rebooting, that resetting process to be able to move forward? Because the thing about it is, as we talked about your body healing, your body will form a callus over that hurt spot. It will form,
Listen.
it will, connect ability and say, okay, this is where we need it. And so as we
Mm-hmm.
move forward in the healing process of abandonment, of church hurt, of, physical hurt, we have to allow that process to happen. I know back in the day, if I got a callus on my arm, I would peel it off. And guess what? That healing process will start all over. Sometimes you got to rip
Long.
off that band-aid and allow it to have oxygen, allow it to have legs, allow it to talk about that with someone that you can confide in, and lay it all out, lay up the real genuineness, because we've been hurt by so many people. I want to say we faked for so long. It's
Right.
hard to say,
Mm-hmm.
hey friend, I need to talk to you. And in a practical tool, hey Titus, can I talk to you, and can this be between me and you?
Right.
Can you
Mm-hmm.
keep this, between us?
Mm-hmm.
And some people will say quick, oh yeah, it ain't going nowhere. But you know your friends, you know who you're
Mm-hmm.
around, and you know if you called the wrong person to get the right answer, right?
Mm.
If you called the wrong person, then baby, you know what? Give me just a minute. I'm gonna call you right back, and call the person that you know is gonna help walk you through that pain, and they
Right.
don't mind going through the pain with you. They're gonna tell you about their pain,
Right.
Right.
because I know us,
Right.
we trigger each other, but we also heal each other.
For sure.
Mm-hmm.
I'm done. I talk too much.
I think also too, like, it's okay. I think I'll give my point. I think it's okay to start over.
Mhm.
It's okay to start over. Give yourself some grace. That last relationship, whether it's a platonic relationship or friendship or whatever ship, family ship, um, it's okay to start over.
Mhm.
It's okay to feel the way you're feeling.
Mhm.
If you're feeling used, that's a feeling. Then you need to communicate that.
Hmm.
Use your words.
Yeah.
That's what I've learned. Use your words,
Mhm.
because and stand by your words. Don't let people walk over you because they feel like they can, or
Right.
because they know you. That's something that I'm working on, personally, is that not to let people walk all over me because they feel like they know me and they
Hmm.
can do me any kind of way. And the last thing I would say is that it's okay to start over in another relationship, whether it's a friendship. It's okay. It is okay to be cordial. It's okay to not give everybody your trust.
But
Everybody
being
is not
cordial,
worthy of your trust.
see, before you say this, we wanna I know what you're talking about, you're such on a good path. Don't be cordial if you hadn't had the closure yet, because then that's faking.
Yes. No,
You ain't
I'm not
told
saying
me.
like
No, no,
faking, but I'm
I
just
know what
saying,
you're saying.
yeah.
No, I know what you're saying. I'm saying, as you're saying
Hmm.
that, is bringing up a thought in my mind where sometimes we will tell ourselves, I'm gonna be cordial with this person, and we haven't told them that, like for instance, Titus situation. It's okay
Hmm.
to seek that. Once that person hurts you and you walk away, sometimes we won't revisit that person that hurt us because we don't want to deal with it. It's okay to say,
Hmm.
hey, I needed to express this to you, that this last event really bothered me.
Mhm.
I don't
Mm-hmm.
seek to, I'm not contacting you to seek, to revisit the event, but I wanted to let you know that this did bother me. And so,
Mm-hmm.
I want to be able to move forward in this with no
Absolutely.
malice in my heart. I just had to let you know that
That's
closing means a
adulting.
lot.
That's adulting. That means that you actually cared. You actually gave 5 thoughts about this person
Mhm.
enough to communicate how you felt. That's what I was saying. Communicate. Hey,
Mhm.
I want to be adult about this situation and let you know that this situation bothered me to the point where I want to have a conversation so we can either move forward or move past it.
Mhm.
I think having a cordial communication is what I'm saying.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Let me say that better. Cordially communicate. Because when you go into a situation angry,
Mhm.
your outcome is going to be horrible.
Mhm.
Neither one of you guys is going to have a resolve. So,
Right.
but when you go into a situation saying, I'm going to cordially say what and powerful with the same energy, with
Right.
positive energy, tell this person how I truly feel and let them know that this is not okay uh, for you to treat me this way.
Right.
Then maybe the person is more receptive to an apology or acceptance to what their fault is what I'm saying. That's
Mhm.
called adulting.
Yes,
Some people don't like to be adult about their situation, but it
see,
is.
sometimes I
That's
don't
how I
like
do.
to adult neither. I
Some
am
people like to
actively
be
working.
petty betty, but
Yes, I'm
it's to
actively
me it
working
doesn't
on
get
it.
me nowhere.
I'm actively working on that with people because again, it's uncomfortable, but it's like peeling that scab off as you use your nail to peel it off. It's still hurting a little bit.
Of
It still hurts a
course.
little bit. And once you once
Of
you get it
course.
off, there's a relief after. And so to be honest, I am actively, sometimes I fail, sometimes I pass and I'm
Yeah.
able to celebrate. And sometimes I tell myself I wish I would have handled that a little bit better.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I think on the flip side, I'm more powerful when I say what I really want to say because I'm so quiet and reserved sometimes. I just be like, okay, I'm just gonna let this slide. But now I be like, no, I'm not gonna let that slide. You don't get to say that to me. I'm 40 and this is gonna be. You don't get to say that. And so for me, I'm being very, very transparent and very honest. It's powerful for me to have found my voice to say, you can't do me like this. And I'm not trying to be like anybody else. And if you can't respect me, then you gotta check yourself because I
Absolutely.
know who I am.
Mhm.
So yeah, that's
Well,
it for
y'all,
me. I
we
will land my
we've
plane.
talked through some stuff. I feel like this is a spillover of letters to Madam in a different way. So if you didn't catch the show yesterday, letters to Madam, make sure you go back. Should be the video before this and
Mhm.
watch letters to Madam. You can watch that every Tuesday. But guys, listen, we've had a great time just talking
I
through.
miss y'all.
I miss you
Thank you,
too.
Suzanne.
Hopefully, you guys took away something to
Is there
process.
anything in the Facebook audience?
Yeah,
No,
anything in the chat?
it's not. It's not, but it's all good. Maybe people just taking it all
Listening.
in.
Yeah.
So, y'all, if this video encouraged you, tag, share, like it. Make sure you go subscribe to the YouTube channel because it's there as well.
Mhm.
But we getting ready to get out of here. Like I say, if you need somebody to help you in your administration needs and just help you out in that way, get with your girl. Winking Out Production herself, Takara Hyde. If you want to be a blessed to her and go stream her music on Spotify, go stream her music on Spotify. If you need your lashes done, you need your makeup done, you need your hair done, the chick that has so many talents, get with your girl, Madam Secretary, who can hook you up with fits, hook you up with artist consulting, like branding. Get with your girl, Madam Secretary. If you need a dope song, if you need somebody to produce, if you need somebody to coach you through your writing, get with your boy Titus Glenn, and we will help you. This is all for
We
small
have
fees.
announcements.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, if you're in the DFW area and you don't have anything to do June 15th, please show up in your best fit. at the Meyerson Symphony Orchestra. We are we are giving a tribute to Richard Smallwood. Go to my Facebook page. There's a flyer on there, and you can go and get your tickets. Please go get your tickets fast. Also, we have Mr. Titus Glenn with his announcement for June 26th.
Yeah, June 26th. I can't forget. We are going to be going live on Facebook, singing some Pen and Heart songs that we've been writing, and we've been putting in the work. Now we're going to start releasing, recording some of these songs. We're going to let you in on the experience live via Facebook and YouTube. So June 26th, 7 p.m. is going down.
We also have something going on for um, Ricky. What is Ricky doing?
Ricky hasn't. I don't have. Let me see if I can find the flyer. It's gonna be at the AT&T Center.
Mm-hmm.
And his morning will be Gay Arbuckle.
Yes.
Let me see.
So just trying to get the announcements out the way, y'all.
It is
trying to
Duke
get business.
Duke Ellington. They're singing. There's a tribute to him, and I believe it's going to be at the AT&T. I'm trying to figure out if I can find this flyer. It's going to be at Ernest Strauss Square, not AT&T. Ernest Strauss Square. I guess we're at the AT&T Performing Arts Center, the Ernest Strauss Square. So it is the AT&T Performing Arts. 2030-89. Go to tickets.attpack.org is where you get tickets.
Yes, and for the first time on TTNT, I want to start this on today. If you would like to make a contribution to our show, you can Cash App TTANDT, and we will, of course, your proceeds will go towards more shows, future shows, ads, and different sponsorships that we would like to sponsor. If you would like that again, that's on Cash App, and that's TTANDT. If you would like to make a contribution, we'll make sure we put that in a link too, also. Or in the description above.
Also, if you would like to be a guest on TTNT, please reach out to Takara, TOCCARALHYDE, or Madam Secretary or Titus Glenn, and we will get you that information.
Yeah.
All right, we done had a lot of church announcements. Hopefully, y'all caught all of those.
You need to do it as a snippet, Titus. You need to do it as a snippet.
We'll get it done. But y'all, that's our show. We'll see you next week. We out.